What's up, everybody? Good evening, good evening, good evening. How's everybody doing? Been a few days since I've been live, but shout out to y'all, shout out to y'all. What's up, OL? Appreciate y'all joining. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me, subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. How's everybody doing? What's up, Nikolai? What's up, Livithin? Say you making cornbread? That's funny. That's funny. That's very hilarious. But what's up with everybody? What's been going on in the news? Everybody holding in there? We got some price action going on currently. Going to get into it. What's up, Big Dre? Shout out to you. You say you're irritated by that documentary? Hey, man, it's just history, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's just history. What's up, ZZ? You say you're witnessing the manipulation. What's up, Ed? Appreciate you joining. Driving home? All right, for sure, for sure. Let me get a quick roll call. Y'all shout out where y'all from. City, state, country, region, whatever y'all want to shout out. What's up, Malcolm? Shout out to you. Yeah, most definitely. If y'all ain't seen that documentary, definitely go see it. That I talked about last live stream. What's up, Scott? Doing laundry. Hopefully I'm giving y'all something to do this evening. I'm not going to be long neither. I'm going to get straight to the point. I ain't going to be too long-winded tonight. Kind of started late for me, but we're going to get into it. What's up? What's up, Effecto? Shout out to you. We got Delaware in the building. We got California in the building. What's up, Jay Manson? Shout out to you. Y'all give me a quick roll call. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. In the meantime, man, today is April 22nd, 2025. We only got a few more days left to complete the month of April, and then we're going to roll over to May. And if you haven't witnessed me say it, I already said I'm done with April. So my expectations are kind of low right now, even though we got some nice volatility picking up in the market. We got Chicago in the building. We got Texas in the building. We got Alaska in the building. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Is it still cold in Alaska? What's the temperature like in Alaska right now? What's the temperature like in Alaska? But we got XRP currently trading at 220. So it pretty much been sleep all week. Now we got some nice volatility going on. We're going to get into it. We got 5 days left in the in the week. 5 more days in the week. We got XLM trading at 26 cents. We got XDC trading at 7 cents. HBAR trading at 17 cents. We got Bitcoin 92,000. Bitcoin on the move. Watch out for Bitcoin. Ethereum still struggling. It's at 1,700. We got Algo at 20 cents. And we got Solana at $147. Man, you said it's hot, mid 50s. Man, that's crazy. For the 50s to be hot for y'all, are you sweating at 50 degrees? Where I'm at down south is already starting to touch 85, 90. So could you handle it? Could you handle that 85, 90 degree weather with humidity if you're all the way in Alaska? But we're going to get straight to the point. Let's go ahead and come over to the economic calendar. Let's look at the economic calendar. Let's come over to the economic calendar. What's up, ZZ? Interesting if BTC breaks down 100K and XRP stays below 250. We're going to look at it. Scott, you said absolutely. I lived in Texas. Oh, okay. You said you lived in Texas, but you adjust pretty quick. Yeah, you're used to that heat then if you lived in Texas. If y'all just joining, make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. If you want to learn how to trade or learn technical analysis, click the link in the description below. This is the economic calendar so far today or this week. It is April. Well, we're going into April 23rd. It's already April 23rd in Asia right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it's April 23rd. But today, coming up on Wednesday, we have PMI data. We got some high impact news entering the market. And Thursday, we also have some high impact news. And then Friday, we're going to end the week with a medium impact news driver. I'm expect some more volatility to pick up, especially as sentiment starts to shift. We're going to talk about those futures contracts in a minute. XRP Futures, it is live. XRP Futures is live, and I'm going to look at it here in a second. This is also the third week of April, so we only got a few more days left. Next week, going into next week on Wednesday. That's the last day of the month. And then we're going to start May on Thursday, May 1st. So I'm already kind of anticipating what that's going to look like. Let me read these comments. Malcolm. Well, they did just pump up some USDT recently, so you know how that goes. Oh, most definitely. Printing fake money. What's up, Lawrence? Appreciate you joining. Shout out to you. Again, I'm not going to be too long. So let's go ahead and look at, let's say XRP. Let's go ahead and look at XRP. I'm going to bring us out to a monthly time frame. If we come out to the monthly candle, what have we done so far this month? Well, we have 7 trading days left in the month. 7 days, 23 hours left. So that's going into next week, next Wednesday. One more week, we will end the month of April. It's been really boring all of April. So let's see what they want to do. Going into May. What have we done so far? You see this candle right here, the current candle. This is the current candle for April. We opened up, we traded lower, traded down into a BOSSI, took out sell side liquidity below the market. If y'all been watching me in my previous live streams, we talked about that 3-month time frame and that 6-month time frame. But I'm gonna save time tonight. I'm not gonna zoom that far out. I might come look at it here in a minute. But so far this month, dropped down, took out sell side liquidity. That's the institutions offering a discounted opportunity to accumulate. That's exactly what they did. Now let's go down to the weekly. Remember, we only got 7 days left. And that would be the end of the first month in the second quarter. So May and June will wrap up the second quarter. So we're going to go ahead and forecast out to that into the future. Now dropping down on the weekly time frame, we got 4 days left in the month. 4 trading days left in the month. Last week we had an inside range week. So we didn't take out the previous week's high or low. And what are my rules? Y'all tell me in the comments, in the chat. What are my rules whenever we see a week that doesn't take out the previous week's high or low? Well, we started this week and you already can see the volatility picking up. Right. Shout out to you, Lenny. Shout out to you. You already can see the volatility picking up. That's not random. That's algorithmic. If you just following my channel or brand new, the markets are algorithmic. They repeat over and over again. So we pretty much this week we consolidated early on in the week, Sunday, Monday, and here we are, Tuesday. We get the expansion higher inside of this candle. We get an expansion higher. We take out the previous week's highs, buy side liquidity. This highlighted green area is a daily fair value gap. So let's go ahead and drop down to the daily time frame. Remember, we got 4 days left. Also, there's a weekly fair value gap that I'm not showing. These the gray highlighted areas, those are weekly fair value gaps. So again, we traded down into this BOSSI, which is a discount. Smart money accumulates. And let's see if this expansion sustains. I'm going to be curious to see what happens, but we're going to look at it here in a minute. Any outside of derivatives and futures, any major news that's worth talking about? Y'all let me know in the chat. Is there any major news that's worth talking about? Again, I don't always keep up with the news. I got better things to be doing than following news articles. But some of y'all are great at that. So anything worth discussing. So y'all can clearly see market was just ranging back and forth. I know I got a lot going on in my chart, so let me hide this right quick. Let me hide the weekly level. And then I'm gonna hide the monthly level. So you can see how we traded back inside of this inversion fair value gap, 2 of them. We traded back down inside of them. Do you think it's random? Do you think it's random how the price action trades back inside of this range, trades inside of this larger inversion gap, and then this right here, this BISSY right here inside of the inversion? So we retraced back down. That was them offering a discount. Use the inversion gap as support. Expansion higher. At the consolidation, what comes next? Consolidation, then what? That's what you clearly see right here. Consolidation. We had a few days where we just traded sideways. Those days were pretty much a drag. Very boring in the market. Very boring. Very boring. Consolidation. And then boom, here on Tuesday, expansion. Just like that. What do? We took out previous day's highs above the market and we traded inside of this level right here. This is a SIBI. Do you think it's random? This large candle right here, do you think it's random that we trade back into that level and reach for this old high, which was from April the 13th on a Sunday, taking out buy side liquidity? Do y'all think that's random or is that algorithmic? Y'all can let me know in the chat. It's not random. Now let's go intraday. Let's go down to the hourly time frame. Let's take a closer look at price. Let's go down to the hourly time frame. Again, high resistance condition. Market has been for several days now or several weeks in a high resistance condition. That means a lot of choppiness going on. Look, I've been enjoying my weekend. I haven't even been to the charts to update my chart. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. So let me go ahead and calibrate for this week. That high right here, from this swing high right here, this trend line, that's buy side liquidity. That's last week's high. Do y'all think it's random that price on a Tuesday breaks out and aims for buy side liquidity, which was the previous week's high? Y'all should already know if y'all been watching me outline what to do when I'm on the hourly time frame. There you go. That's not random. Price goes directly to that level, seeks it, sweeps it, takes out buy side liquidity. Now, right now I'm focusing on this 1 hour BISSY right here below the market. Let's see if we can trade down there and use that level as support. So let me go ahead and highlight that. That's a 1 hour fair value gap right there. Boom. Let's see if they want to drive price down to that level, use it as a support level, and then continue higher. We shall see. We shall see. Make sure y'all smash that like button for me. I appreciate y'all joining. We're just doing a quick review. I'm not going to hold y'all all night. I haven't been live in a few days. So I felt like, hey, I see some price action. Let's discuss it. Let's discuss it. And I don't think it's random. I don't think it's random that price kind of picks up the day after XRP Futures go live on Coinbase. So it's not random at all. We're going to look at it here in a second. The futures contract. Let me go ahead and set up my chart for the upcoming week, or the current week, excuse me. I want to see if this price action sustains this week, or do they want to decide to bring it back inside of a range? That's what I'm gonna be anticipating. Do they want to bring it back into the range? What do y'all think? Do y'all think we continue higher? I would like to see us, if this is bullish and it's showing signs of, there's a lot of volatility right now, but if this is really strong, showing strength, we're going to cut through this highlighted green area and continue higher. ZZ, it says, boss, it seems like during last live, you were more so bearish on XRP looking at the 6 month. That hasn't changed, ZZ. Y'all gonna make me go out to the long time frame. That has not changed, ZZ. Nothing has changed just yet. Again, that was me showing you long-term analysis. Nothing has changed. When I started this live stream, I didn't give you that long-term analysis. I started off on a monthly, the current month, and right now every month brings volatility. Every month there's volatility. Every day there's volatility. So the further you zoom out, the longer those time frames play out. So that's what I'm about to do right here. One second. Let me do this. But yeah, the longer the time frame, 6 month, 3 month, the longer those moves play out. Right now, I'm right here on that's what y'all don't be understanding. I can be bullish and bearish at one time. Like, I can be bearish long term and be bullish short term, because I'm applying different methods, different strategies. I'm a universal trader. I don't stick to one strategy. If you don't know what that means, sign up to the Patreon. I'm currently producing my pro lessons, and I'll go over that. Let me go out to the 6 month time frame. If I go out to the 6 month time frame, and I already explained this, if y'all haven't understood, if we have to wait for this candle to close right here. We have 2 months and 8 days left. That's a very long time until this candle close. It takes 2 of these candles to complete 1 year. So 1, 2, year done. 1, 2, next year. 1, 2. So 2 6 months candles completes 1 year. Well, there's a lot that can happen within this 6 month time frame. I already talked about it in the last live stream. If we close right now, let's say we close this candle right now, there will be a large, let me go ahead and highlight it, a large 6 month fair value gap. And I didn't save it. Damn it. Sometimes that happens, but let me go ahead and save it. Bring it up. And I just outlined this my last live stream, and I gave you different scenarios as well. If this candle right here closes bearish, or it doesn't really do much at all to close out, then the likelihood of price wanting to come down here after this candle close is high. But again, we have 2 months to complete this candle. Within 2 months, I said, if we start to move away from this gap or this area down here and close higher, I'm going to anticipate the market to continue higher. But again, this is a long-term analysis. This is long-term, 6 month time frame, long-term. Understand that. Y'all have to pay attention to when I'm doing my live streams, especially if y'all want to learn this from me. Pay attention to the details that I say. It's all documented. Now, and I was just giving y'all hypotheticals. This is not valid right now. This gap isn't valid until this candle closes. Once this candle closes in 2 months, 8 days, I will have more information. Until then, this is not valid. I was just highlighting that this is a potential area that I'm already seeing, because at the time when I was seeing that sideways consolidation for about a week and a half. Y'all don't remember that? I just showed y'all the sideways consolidation. Okay, if we was to sustain that for the next 2 months, then yeah, I'm gonna say they're gonna want to drop price down to discount. But if we start to move higher away from this area and close higher in 2 months, for example, I done showed y'all this last live stream. What I like to do is I like to take a candle, a rectangle, and I like to use it as a demonstration. See that? This represents a candle. So right now, where is this current candle? It's right here. See that? Maybe I need to remove the, let me remove the midway point. I like the detail. So if you ever watch me, I do things with detail. Okay. So the current candle, see that right there? That's what it's trading like. Now in 2 months, this candle can be like this. In 2 months, this candle can trade higher like that within 2 months and close higher just like this. Okay, let's say this candle currently closes like that. Then I'm not going to anticipate us to come back down here. The institution, smart money, is going to want to move away from this void down here, this gap in price. So order flow will continue to be bullish order flow. I'm not going to anticipate us to come back down here. But let's say this candle was to close like this. Let's say that candle closed like this. Then, okay, that's going to be a clear, like this. That's going to be a clear fair value gap that forms in 2 months. And I'm going to anticipate them to drive price down here. Again, this is a long-term time frame. Y'all got to drill that in your subconscious when I'm walking you through time frames. So just because I'm outlining this on a 6-month time frame, when I'm on an hourly time frame, a 15-minute time frame, I'm trading in both directions. I can get capture opportunity right now. I don't need to depend on the direction of this candle to give me more information. I have different strategies. I can use short-term strategies. I can use long-term strategies. I can use scalping strategies. Welcome to the world of a trader. A trader. We're not stuck to one model. What's up, B Rush? What's up, Donna? Appreciate y'all joining, man. Appreciate y'all joining. Make sure y'all hit that like button. So y'all press 1 if y'all understand it, because I don't want to have to keep explaining this every time I go live, especially for the ones that been joining. Press 1 if y'all understand what I'm highlighting. You said I was comparing your 15-minute time frame sentiment with just pointing out something, wanted to ask you. It's all good, ZZ. No question is a stupid question. Every question is a valid question, especially when it comes to this, especially when you're trying to learn. But the more you see it, the more you will understand. That's why I be trying to tell people, the more you see it, the more you will understand. But long term, 6 months is long term. Again, this candle has been trading since January 1st, 2025. It does not close until June, the end of June. That's 6 months. So we have a lot. Okay, there's so many opportunities inside of this candle. For example, there was opportunities going higher, buying the market higher on a 15-minute time frame. And after we came up and broke out and took out the all-time high back in January, right here, took out that all-time high, there was opportunities to short the market back down to where it's currently at. So there are smart money traders are trading in both directions, buying and selling. Welcome to futures. Why do y'all think the futures market is going to be so huge for institutions? They don't have to depend on waiting on this current asset. They can make money off of these assets, whether it's XRP, XLM, whatever. They do it in every market right now. The S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the gold, oil, corn, wheat, all these commodities markets, they make money right now, and it doesn't matter to them the volatility. They thrive in volatility. I've been preaching this since conception of my channel. Smart money institutions, they like to trade at the speed of light. Welcome to high frequency trading. I try to introduce high frequency trading to y'all. ZZ, I don't know if you've been around when I was trading on 1 second time frames, 5 second time frames, 15 second time frames, showing you, hey, this is what algorithms are doing, and they're doing it at the speed of light. Some algorithms trade nanoseconds. Like, imagine you can't even blink. You can't even keep up with price action. But they got algorithms that are trading, making millions of dollars constantly, nonstop. I'm only human. I can't do that. But I can show you, I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink. So understand that. I had to do it. I knew somebody was going to ask me. I wasn't going to look at the long-term time frames, but I went out there anyway. From the 6 month, I go down to the 3 month. Again, 3 month time frame, still a long-term time frame. Y'all witness me call out this time frame. And what I'm about to do is, let me hide this right quick. Y'all witness me live highlight what price was going to do, and it did it exactly. So boom, who remembers that right there on the 3 month time frame? Press 1 if y'all remember that on the 3 month time frame. And I was telling y'all a month in advance, hey, price is going to come down here to offer a discount. And how many of y'all remember when I said, okay, I want to see 2 things? There's 2 things I want to see. Well, I'll give y'all 2 options. I said, hey, either they can drop it down and hold it down here for several months, or what I want to see is them drop it down into fair value gap and move away from it real quick, move way away from it. That will be very bullish if we do that. And so far, today, to this date, today, we're starting to move far further away from this gap. Now we have 2 months left to complete this candle. So again, 3 month time frame, still a long-term time frame. Everybody was bearish right here in the first quarter. Second quarter, we open up, drop down, and we got 2 months left in the second quarter. Offer a discount. Everybody was panicking when it dropped down into fair value gap. Not me. That was your opportunity. I was telling y'all, this is your opportunity to accumulate. And a lot of these assets are back on the move. So from the 3 month, let's go down to the monthly. Still a long-term chart. Now, let's see. We're at a critical point right now. Like, okay, do we start pushing higher? What is this right here? Y'all tell me in the chat. What is this wick right here? Y'all tell me in the chat. What is that wick right there? Give me the details. What is that wick? I'm waiting. What is that wick? This is a monthly what? Boom. Shout out to you, Ed. Ghost pool. Now, it's not a Bissy. It's a ghost pool. So look at this large wick right here. I'm going to lay the Fibonacci from the opening price, which is the top of the body of the candle, all the way up to the high. Right there. These are hidden price levels inside of price, which is algorithmic, that we refer to, the algorithm can refer to, and is right inside of this wick of this candle right here. We don't ignore wicks. Anytime you see a large wick in price, you don't ignore it, because the algorithm can use those levels as support or resistance. Before we came back inside of this wick, we dropped down and took out the previous month's low. Sell side liquidity right here in March. Sell side liquidity in February. And then dropped down into that monthly, that 3 month fair value gap. So what did they do? They dropped price down, took out liquidity, buyers who were trying to hold the price, leverage trading, liquidated them, dropped price down into discount accumulation, and now we're currently just ranging right now. Now from the monthly, let's go down to the weekly. And again, if y'all are based on the economic calendar, okay, this is the current week right now, the current candle. We have 4 days left to complete this candle. Let's see where we close in 4 days. Do we want to start moving higher? We shall see, and start taking out buy side liquidity. That will be a strong sign that, okay, we could potentially be heading higher. Also, with the economic calendar, we have a few more days left in the month. We only have a few more days left in the month of April. So where do we close April? That will help me give me more indication on where we open up in May. So from the weekly, we got 4 days left. Let's go down to the daily. Now on the daily time frame, it's probably getting a little confusing for y'all. But again, all these levels I'm already aware of. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hide this Fibonacci, the ghost pool, on the daily time frame or the weekly time frame. And now after dropping down right here into discount, higher time frame, we drop down into that 3 month fair value gap. Smart money accumulated down here and displacement higher. And we consolidated for several weeks right here. Consolidation, and then boom, expansion, taking out previous day's highs. Trading up into a old SIBI right here. You see that? It's not random. We trade back up into this SIBI. Also taking out previous day's high right here. Buy side liquidity. What they're doing is, all they're doing is taking out sell side liquidity, taking out buy side liquidity. Market is always seeking liquidity, seeking inefficiencies, which are fair value gaps, and repeating those same functions. Consolidation, expansion, retracement, reversal. That's all the market does. It's going from a discount to a premium, premium to discount. And that's what they're doing right now. So let's see. Right now, okay, I'm bearish in book. Like y'all watch me highlight that higher time frame price levels. Let's see if we can get some sponsorship. What is sponsorship? Sponsorship is when institutions come in and inject liquidity into the market, and you can see it in the bodies of the candles. How do you see it in the bodies of the candles? Well, for example, you can see right here, for example, the market was in consolidation. Right here, consolidation. They didn't have a lot of volume pushing through the market. Okay. And then they come stepping in the market, and then they provide institutional sponsorship, liquidity, and you see that expansion higher. When you see small candles, that's low volume, meaning like, for example, let me zoom in right quick. These little small, little tight ranges candles, that's low volume candles. Not much going on. And then boom, you start seeing large candles pop up in the market. That is them sponsoring the market, providing liquidity to the market. And then they reach a certain level, a premium or a liquidity pool. And then it goes back into tight little ranges like this. Consolidation. Real quiet. And then boom, they inject liquidity into the market. You see consecutive down close candles. They're injecting liquidity in both directions, higher and lower. So liquidity injection, sell off. And then what does the market do? Go back into those tight little consolidations. They go back into those tight little consolidations. And then boom, a small little injection. Trades up into this SIBI right here. Retracement, consolidation, boom, inject the liquidity. So that's the games they play. So for example, if we come to current price action, you can see in the previous days, consolidation, small little tight ranges inside of a discount. And then boom, liquidity injection, sponsorship. So they recently, about an hour ago, they sponsored the market, injected it with some liquidity. Now, I'm trying to think like, okay, are they about to start bringing institutional liquidity into this asset because of this right here? Coinbase Derivatives. Now we're about to get into the futures contract for XRP. But if you don't know, it just released last night. I didn't see it live because check it out. They have it under XRL. One second, let me go back. They have XRP. The ticker is XRL. But guess what? By me researching and reading, that XRL contract is definitely not for retail. It's going to be way too expensive for retail to play with that. And if you just scroll up, when you say right here, you say daily volume. That's what I mean by liquidity into market. The daily volume, there's no volume in this right now, the XRL right now. So it's not trading. There's no data. That is pretty much reserved for institutions. What's for retail? Us retail are going to be able to already currently trade Nano XRP. Nano XRP is more affordable. If you decide to come over here and play with this, you're probably going to go broke, especially if you don't know what you're doing. But retail can play with Nano XRP, which is XRP, the ticker. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. And it's starting to pick up volume right now. It's starting to pick up volume. So it's already active in trading. So let me come over here to the chart. Here it is. This is the Nano XRP contract, futures contract. The current contract month is April 2025. It just went live a day ago, and this candle just started. Let me see right quick. Yeah, it just started. Let me go out to the daily. Let's go down to the daily time frame. Okay, so this candle started on Monday, which I was not aware that this went live on Monday. So I was sitting around waiting to see, okay, when is this going to go live? Well, this says Monday, Lenny. This says Monday. It went live on Monday. And you can see soon as it go live right now, check it out. I'm not interested in trading this. Why would I be interested in trading this right now? I'm not interested in trading it right now because low volume, not enough market structure. This has nothing to do with the underlying asset. Shout out to y'all who own the underlying asset. Let me bring this over right quick. This is XRP, the digital asset. This is something completely different, and hopefully we're driving it home for y'all who don't understand what this is. This is XRP, the underlying asset. That's the tokens that you buy on Coinbase or whatever exchange, and then you put it on Cold Wallet. Those are tokens or keys to the new financial system. There are keys that institutions will need to use for utility purposes, for their banking purposes, or whatever they decide to use for it. Okay, a lot of y'all own this asset. Hold on to that asset for dear life. Do not let it go, because guess what? People won't be able to afford this asset in the near future. This is not going to be for even us retail. Hopefully they don't do that buyback shit, which I don't know all the details behind that. Y'all let me know in the chat what y'all think. Are they going to one day want to come and offer people who own this asset a deal? Are they going to want to confiscate it? I'm not sure what they want to do. They did it with gold, so I don't know what they would like to do with this asset right here. They might want to offer us custody. Whatever y'all let me know in the chat what y'all think. But I don't have the answers. I'm not the smartest man in the room. I'm only good at this right here. Technical analysis, reading price action. But don't get this confused with the derivatives. The derivatives. Don't get this confused. This right here is more valuable. Y'all hearing it from me, from the GOAT. This right here is more valuable than trading those futures contracts. I get excited for the futures contracts because I'm a futures trader, and now we're starting to see the first editions of cryptocurrency being regulated. That's why I'm excited about crypto futures, because I already trade futures in the traditional market. A lot of people are still not aware of futures trading, which that's why I'm trying to introduce. I've been trying to introduce this to crypto people for a while now. Like, hey, go trade the futures market because it's way more lucrative than trading meme coins. It's more regulated, and it's not no FTX situation where you have to come in compliance and trade in a regulated environment. It's like being in the NBA. Imagine watching an NBA game and they don't have no rules out there. They just playing and they doing whatever. There's no referees, no nothing. That's the crypto market prior to what's going on right now. Now you have structure, you have rules, you have compliances, and it's safer and it's way more funner than just a wild, wild west environment. That's just my opinion. Let me read these comments. Lenny, you said, I looked yesterday and I couldn't see anything until today. The futures have been settled daily. How will it affect price of XRP? That's okay. It doesn't affect nothing with XRP. I mean, it brings liquidity to XRP, the underlying asset. But right now, these markets aren't 24/7. If y'all don't know, the futures contracts are not 24/7. They settle every day. That's how the traditional markets operate. The S&P does this. The NASDAQ does this. It's okay. What I was about to say, the markets aren't 24/7. And when they become tokenized, which this market is not tokenized yet, it's going to become a day. I don't know when that's going to happen. Some of y'all are smarter than me, but whenever these markets become tokenized, they will be 24/7 trading, settling in real time, etc. But right now, we're not there yet, and it's okay. These contracts going live will bring liquidity to the underlying asset, which is the digital asset XRP. In the meantime, for y'all that are frustrated with price action, this futures contract is the market where you come to take advantage of current price action. If y'all are okay with gambling with meme coins, why wouldn't y'all be okay to come over here and take a gamble on the direction of price with XRP? That's all I'm saying. Why wouldn't y'all want to do that? Now, right now, I'm not interested in this right now. You know why? Because there's not enough volume. There's not enough liquidity in this right now. Now, as the weeks and the days go by, in the months, in the years, you will start to see the liquidity and the volume pick up in this. And who's going to provide that liquidity and the volume? Who owns who pretty much is backing Coinbase? What's up, Carlos? Appreciate you joining. I'll go over gold here in a second. Gold doing some interesting things. Again, the gold market is controlled right now by derivatives. So not only people are accumulating the physical gold, they're making a killing just betting, going bullish on gold. Like, it's almost a guaranteed betting on the price of gold to continue to go higher in the futures market. So let's go ahead and take a look at this current candle, this current price chart. It just went live April 21st. It traded April 22nd, and now it just opened here on Wednesday. From the daily time frame, you can start seeing these little gaps. So shout out to y'all. Y'all are early. Do y'all understand how early this is? Do y'all understand how early y'all are to this and witnessing it live? Lenny, can you show me a trade setup in Coinbase on XRP futures? 500 XRP, so approximately 2,000 minimum trade. Right now, matter of fact, damn, that's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. If y'all are interested, go over to Coinbase. I haven't done this yet. Sign up. I'm sure there's no minimum requirement from last time I checked. A lot of y'all already got Coinbase accounts, but what y'all need to do is come to Coinbase, sign up. And if you're already signed up, say I'm not signed up to Coinbase. I don't use Coinbase, but I'm going to sign up to practice with this derivative. So Lenny, I can't log in right now. Maybe I can paper trade it. Let me see right quick. Maybe I can paper trade it. Let me see if I can paper trade this XRP. Yeah. 1 second. So from the daily, let's go down to the 15-minute time frame. Okay. Y'all tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments, what is this right here? What is this? And to be honest, on this 15-minute time frame, it's looking it's the volume is picking up. It's picking up, but it's not there yet. We got give it some weeks, give it some time. You will understand when the volume pick up. But what is this right here in the chat? What is this? What kind of imbalance? What kind of imbalance? There you go. Volume imbalance. It's called a volume imbalance. So I'm gonna highlight that right there. Again, this is interesting. Let's see what kind of paper trade they allow me to do. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna select. See over here in the top right hand corner. You can select this, buy. Let's just use a market execution. That means we're just going to buy directly current price in the market. And let's see how that looks. Let's see. Margin. Every tick is 5 cents. Every tick is 5 cents. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Boom, just like that. So every tick is 5 cents, and the market already gapped down lower. That's because we got this large void down here. Also, this right here, 450, 550. This little gap right here. This is specific to futures trading, where the market closes right around 5 o'clock and then it opens around 6 o'clock. And this is a specific thing that I use in the futures market right here. The closing price of the day, closing price, and then the opening price right here. And then I'm gonna drag that out in time. And again, I'm gonna say this for the Patreon, so make sure y'all click that link in the description. I'm not gonna go into details about what this is right here. It might look obvious to some of y'all, but again, more details in the Patreon. But this is a specific level that price can refer back down to. Specific level that price can refer back down to. Again, this is a 15-minute time frame. Let's go down to a 5-minute time frame. On a 5-minute time frame, look at the volume. There's little to no volume in this market right now. That's why I said I'm not interested right now until the volume picks up. I'm not interested until the volume picks up into this. It's just low volume, barely moving, barely ticking, but is live. What brings volume to this? Go ahead. What's BlackRock? Come on, BlackRock. Bring that institutional liquidity to this asset in this asset class, so that the volume can pick up, and then we can go ahead and take advantage of price action right now. We can go ahead and take advantage of these fluctuations, but right now it's not doing nothing. Now let's go look at. Let me go ahead and bring up something to compare to that. I'm gonna bring up the let's go to futures. Let's go bring up the NASDAQ. Now this is the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ. Let's go to the 5-minute on the NASDAQ. You see how the NASDAQ on the 5-minute is moving? It's way more institutional capital in this, like way more. You can see it moving. You can see that capital in the market pushing the candles, moving it around live. Let's go down to a 1-minute. And again, there goes that gap again. There goes another nice little gap right there. It can refer back to that. And this is the NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ futures compared to the XRP futures on a 1-minute. When you see these candles, that's like, it's not even existing. It's like that. There's not no volume in this. So that's why I said I'm not interested. Not interested in this right now until they take that same amount of liquidity that they have trapped into the NASDAQ, the S&P, and they bring that over to the crypto market, and this can pick up. Right now, it's just dead to the wall. This is the NASDAQ. This is the this is XRP futures. But I do have a paper trade contract on, and price is just hanging in there. Not really much going on. Not much really going on right now. Most of the volume will pick up most likely during the day, during the New York session, because again, that's the financial capital of the world. So everything runs through New York. But Lenny, hopefully that does that kind of like show you an example of what's going on, Lenny. Let me know in the chat. Let me know. And a lot of y'all this might be new to y'all, but again, once they bring that volume into this market, I'm going to be taking advantage. Compared to the NASDAQ, if I go ahead and just set a limit order, and this is paper trade, and just press sell, you're going to see that fluctuation in price way more. And every tick in the NASDAQ, I forget how much it is. It's less than the S&P. I think it's like $5 per tick. $5 per tick. So you said price of XRP is higher on the futures. Let me go look at that price. 222.62 compared to the underlying asset 220. And guess what? That it will adjust over time, Lenny. It will adjust over time. It will adjust over time, and it will balance out. Again, y'all got to give these things some time. So don't really focus on, again, that contract futures is something completely different than the underlying asset. Don't mix the two. Hopefully I'm driving that home for y'all, because a lot of y'all get confused. The underlying asset is way more valuable than these paper contracts. Right now, the XRP derivatives is paper contract until we see tokenization. We have not seen that yet, ever. Never seen tokenization of futures contracts. That's coming. I don't know how that looks neither. I'm still trying to figure out, okay, how does that look? But right now, I'm familiar with these paper contracts trading. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. So again, y'all got to give this some time. It's not even a week yet. So we're not even a week in live trading, and it's not really. Let me see right quick. Let me come back over here. The Nano XRP specs. Again, every tick for the Nano XRP futures contract is 5 cents. It uses drops. So every drop is 5 cents. Now, the XRL, that's for institutions. I've been looking at the XRL contract. Let me pull it up right quick. Let me use this chart right here. So I'm gonna go over here, type in XRL. Right there, it says XRP futures. I've been looking at this one. This is not live. See, it says no data, but it's listed on Coinbase's website. It's listed on Coinbase's website. If you scroll down to the bottom, and you can see the different versions. You got Nano XRP for retail, XRL for institutions. And that's the one I was looking at like, damn. For every tick, well, every dollar is like $10,000. So We shall see how that looks. You can see the drastic difference. You can see the drastic difference in contract size compared to, let me see right quick. The XRL. So for every tick is $1. That is out of our ballpark. Don't even try to think y'all gonna be able to play with this, unless you got the underlying asset, and maybe one day you could play with this. We shall see. We gonna see. Yeah, I ain't got no XRL money for to play with this. A lot of people don't have XRL money. Yeah, it's not live. So it was supposed to go live, but I guess they released Nano XRP for retail. But when our I guess y'all let me know that y'all are smarter when it comes to certain things. I guess when regulations come, I'm assuming that's when XRL will go live and institutions can play with this. And what I'm thinking, B Rush, like, because some people own the underlying asset, which is the XRP token. Maybe one day you will have XRL money to be able to go take out contracts and trade this. So I'm not sure. We shall see. We shall see. You say maybe when the case is formally dropped? I don't know, because guess what? They already, and don't get it twisted either. You better believe institutions are going to be in the Nano as well. I mean, the Nano XRP as well. They're the ones going to be providing liquidity to the Nano product too. So, man, y'all go tell the people who's covering the ETFs, like, show some ETF charts. And, you know, because the ETFs, I ain't gonna say it's no bullshit, but the ETFs are not as equal as these futures contracts. They're not the same products, not the same financial vehicles. They're two different financial vehicles. This right here is where the institutions will be. They're going to be having money in ETFs, but that's slow money. This is money at lightning speeds right here. These futures contracts, and that's the playground that financial institutions like to play in. But again, I got this little paper contract on. It ain't hitting on nothing because there's no volume in the market. There's literally no volume in the market. It's barely ticking. So we're just waiting for institutional sponsorship. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep it on, see what it does. But if I was to come to this, I would start out on a daily time frame. And again, only 3 days. It needs better market structure. What do I mean? Like, there's technically no data over here. You can use, for example, you see how this candle traded up right here? You can use that daily fair value gap on XRP right here. See that? See, it's not on the futures contract, but you can use these same price levels. See this fair value gap? You see how we trade up into buy side liquidity and then it retraces? Well, that's what this candle is right here. Doing the same thing. But the only difference is there's no historical data looking back on the contract. So it's trying to mirror what the underlying asset is doing. Said they haven't settled yet. But that's XRP futures. And again, I'm gonna dive a little bit more deeper into it. This is my first time looking at it. Not first time looking at it, but today was my first time seeing it live. So I will be watching it every time we go live. I do a live stream. I'll be staying in touch with it, seeing how it's performing, and I'm gonna be waiting for a sponsorship. This is the beginning for them to flow capital into these markets, and price discovery will be found based on the derivatives futures. That's how they get price discovery. Remember that. I showed you the former chairman of the CFTC explaining that very well, that the price of derivatives set the price of commodities. The derivatives market set the price of commodities. So they have to engineer and build that pool, that float. They have to bring liquidity to the market by engineering a float. I'll explain that later on, what a float is. But that's pretty much them building liquidity on both sides of the market. Other Other than that, man, I ain't got much else to talk about. That's pretty much what I want to talk about today. Let's look at XLM right quick. XLM retracement. Still kind of trying to do what XRP does. XLM. Yes, B Rush. That's the perfect analogy. They're adding water to the lake and the ocean, and we in the imagine the ocean before water. Imagine that, when it was just solid rock and ground. Now there's always been water, but I'm just saying, imagine a lake that was dry, and then rain came, and that lake overflew at one point. So we in the lake when it was a desert, pretty much. So right now, if I look at this contract right now, it's a desert. Imagine seeing this shit. So, bro, you gonna be able to tell your kids that you was here this early for this. You gonna tell your kids that you was here this early to see this. Only 3 days into this. Most people not talking about this. Most people not even looking at it. And I'm watching it already, but I'm not interested in it right now because there's no clean market structure. What do I mean by that? If I just use the NASDAQ, let me go ahead and exit up out of that because that trade is looking ugly. But that's a paper trade, not live. But for example, let's go out to a 15-minute time frame. This is what I mean by, there go my notes right there for my Patreon. I've been producing Patreon content, but this is what I mean by clean market structure, where we seeing price easily moving cleanly. You start to see the candles pick up in volume. They start to become more larger, more structured. Price starts to have more symmetry and patterns. We are not there yet with XRP. Let me go ahead and highlight this right quick for NASDAQ. This is a large gap in the market. I need to use this for later. Boom, trading down into that. But that's what we need for XRP. We need that structure, that symmetry. We're this early into this market where it pretty much has no market structure. And we have 2 days left to complete the week. And then boom, next week we'll begin and we'll see what that looks like. But other than that, man, everything is pretty much kind of mirroring XDC. XDC is on the move, up 7 cents. Shout out to y'all who hold XDC. Again, y'all had one opportunity earlier this month. Boom, drops down. Fair value gap. Now it starts to expand higher. Let's see. Let me bring up HBAR right quick. HBAR, after trading down a discount, up 17 cents. Again, all these assets are pretty much doing the same thing. These assets. Oh, before I get out of here, let me go look at gold. Let's go to gold. I don't have it saved. Let me pull up gold right quick. Let's go review gold. So gold, recently coming off of a high yesterday, Tuesday, it went to 3,500 to the tick. 3,500 to the tick. 3,500 to the tick. So that's not random. Y'all think that's random that they just drive price exactly to 3,500? 3,500. That's not random. That's algorithmic. Only algorithms can do that. Not just buying the underlying asset of gold, the commodity gold, and they drop. No. That's all algorithmic price action. Also, this market is driven by the futures markets. Let me zoom out right quick. Go out to the 3 month. We're not done. We have 2 months left to complete this candle. Let's go down to the monthly. 7 days left to complete the month of April. Let's go down to the daily. Excuse me, the weekly. Let's go down to the weekly. On the weekly time frame, okay, we got 2 days left to complete this candle. Let's see where we close. And if we was to close this candle right now, there will be a weekly fair value gap. I don't think we want to come back down to it. This is the type of market structure and institutional sponsorship that I'm talking about. What gold is doing, it has all the institutional sponsorship, especially from the central banks. There's not enough money that can flow into this. So if this candle was to close today, there will be a small BISI right there, and then there's one right below it. again, I don't see gold pulling back no time soon. There's no historical data that we can refer to. So they can drive it up to, let's say it's 3,500. We could see 4,000, 4,500, possibly 5,000 potentially by the end of the year. That's just random numbers. I'm not overzealous. I'm not really trying to reach. I'm sticking with order flow, which is bullish. And all you can do is ride their coattails to wherever they want to send it. They're in control. Central banks are in control. Retail is not in control. So all you can do is put your pennies with their dollars and ride their coattails. Let's look at the gold futures right quick. One second. I forgot the ticker for gold for the futures. Let me see. Okay, right here, gold futures. Let's look at gold futures. And again, this is the futures contract. Again, the underlying asset is controlled by the derivatives. The derivatives set the price of commodities. So here we are. This is what I mean by, and I expect XRP one day to get to this level where the market structure for the futures contract looks exactly like this. This is what I'm talking about. So right now we're in the early stages of XRP trading like this. Well, eventually that same type of sponsorship will come into the market like the gold futures. So that's where we're at with it. So this is a market where you could be pretty much taking advantage. Let me go down to a 15-minute time frame. On a 15-minute time frame, matter of fact, let me go out to the hourly. And let me just go ahead and throw a random limit order on and show you how expensive gold futures is. So every tick is $10. Imagine that. Every tick is $10. And you can see the fluctuation in price over here on the right. Every tick, $10. So this can get really crazy really quick. It can get real good for you or it can get real bad for you. So every tick is $10. And you can see the fluctuation in price. Let's go down to the 5-minute. Look how quickly $100 popped up, $50, just fluctuating. 170. That type of volume is flowing through this market where every tick is $10. $1 is $100. So a $1 move in gold, the price of gold is $100. Could y'all imagine that? Could y'all imagine that? So every dollar move is $100. Very, very expensive derivatives, contract, gold. So not only are they accumulating the physical asset gold, they're also coming in here taking full advantage of these price fluctuations in the derivatives contract, which is gold. Tripling, quadrupling their money while also owning the physical bars of gold. But this is what I'm gonna be teaching. Make sure y'all click that like button, subscribe if you're brand new. Head over to the Patreon, and the link is in the description if y'all want to learn how to learn some of these concepts to take advantage of these markets that are very lucrative. These markets are very lucrative, but you have to understand how to trade. You have to understand how to read price. Very lucrative. I don't care what market it is. This applies to all markets. So definitely, I would definitely be taking advantage of XRP derivatives, futures contracts when the time comes. And look, gold is just not doing much right now. And look how much profit. You could take profit right now, bank you $160 and go pay a bill, go treat yourself to a few dinners, some lunch, whatever. These small little fluctuations in price. Every tick $10. Talk about compound interest. And this is for people who want to make money right now. Like, just crazy, man. Just crazy. But that's about it for now. I just had to do a quick update. I didn't want to be too long-winded tonight and let y'all get back to y'all evening, your morning, wherever you're at in the world. And definitely appreciate y'all joining Look at that right there. Up a quick $300 right quick. And I just randomly select a buy order. There's no strategy or nothing. I just select a buy order. And let's just say I wanted to take profit. Gold futures, $210. Close it out. Boom. Just like that. The market just been consolidating. Not much going on at all. So hopefully that's intriguing to y'all. I've been trying to push this for a very long time. All these markets, you can eat in any of these markets. So, and at the same time, I'm waiting for this right here to come live. And remember, don't get confused with XRP futures in the underlying asset. Continue to accumulate those assets they're going to be valuable. They're going to be very valuable, way more valuable than paper trading. Trading contracts. That's just, I have a business model for when you do become wealthy in owning these assets. Well, now you need to go there's opportunities to go be taken advantage of in other markets, and you can have a business model around it. That's what I preach. That's what I talk about. Having a business model around trading, where trading is a business. Trading is a business. You could get tax write-offs, perks, and you can operate as a full-time trading business. And guess what? You could be anywhere in the world doing this, and you can work 1 month out the year. You can go trade one of these gold contracts and make a yearly salary in 1 month and don't do nothing else the rest of the year. That's the type of money that's in these markets. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Especially if we just go look at that XRP contract, the XRL, the institutional contract, or if you just look at gold futures. Imagine making 3 months. Imagine making 6 figures in 3 months and then taking the rest of the year off. That's why these financial markets are the most lucrative. The biggest business in the world is the financial markets, and they don't want to teach y'all this. They want to keep y'all from this. And I'm just trying to bridge that gap and show some people how to slowly enter these markets and use a foundational way to maneuver through these markets. So that's pretty much what I go over. And that's going to be it for tonight, y'all. Just had to give y'all an update. I appreciate y'all joining. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.